All right, my friends, here we go. I might have to adjust the layout. I was doing some stuff at the end of the stream yesterday. But so far, this looks okay. We are doing the 1,000 plus today, and I kind of like to start at the top. This is because these people who are at the top, man, they had to work. Now, this is no disrespect to the people graduating in the under 1,000 program, but just imagine it. It gets that weight, that ball you're pushing up the hill gets harder. The more you go up, the harder it gets. The gravity of that ball gets heavier and heavier. So I like to start at the top to honor these people, because sometimes I get to the end and I'm just exhausted. I don't have the time to really get into these players. Okay, here we go. Blabros, named after Bob Ross, the painter dude on TV. And a lot of people, you can tell me if you think this is true, think that I am the Bob Ross of chess. And I feel like I am. I am the Bob Ross of chess. So here we go. Bob Ross says, graduated after 1.5 months, yay. Mostly what changed is playing more classical. At the start of the program, I had a week off work, so I was able to do a bit of Art of Attack and a bunch of Polgar mates. I think that helped me most was to play more classical and annotate the games. It is also more enjoyable in a way because in Blitz, losing in time trouble can get frustrating. I also did a bit of sparring, which is helpful. Didn't get to the opening study yet, but hope to do that in the next cohort. Brilliant. Okay, let's give Blob Ross a click here. So, Blob, tell us something about yourself. You know, say a word or two. Let's see if we got some clubs. The Dutch Dojo, great. 24 members, beautiful. All right, now, like yesterday, I am using the beta of our training plan. And so this is really just so cool because, well, first of all, I'm checking to see if everything looks right. We're still in the beta testing phase, but you can see this is what the new layout looks like. We get to see what his macros are in the new cohort. When you just begin a cohort, it's not that helpful, right? But as he goes along, he'll get to see these kind of grow. And the idea of the training program thing, which is going to tell you exactly what to do, is primarily to keep these in balance. We have a kind of a whole computerized thing of Evolve to tell him what to do, right? So here we go. We want that makes sense that this is going to be his first task over here. Okay, he did mention he has some games. Let's go give a click. He is icy, and it looks like these are all online, but let's see. Yeah. Oh God. Oh God. There it is, my friend. There it is. So, man. Well, let's say the obvious. Neither you or your opponent used any time, and you probably spent more time annotating this thing than was played the entire time. I encourage you to check out our online versus OTB video. I don't even think that's out. We've had a hard time pushing our videos out of the gate, but we did a Dojo Talks on that. I also did a video on the time graph and what it can show. That's also a recent video that I did. All about this. All right, game review. So, okay, fine. A little weird to play bishop f4 here. I think it's fair to say that you are doing fine now after the immediate e5. Yeah. Now, actually, this is a thing, takes a little bit of experience to know, but the point is that lower level players often think this is horrendous, but actually black is doing great because we will achieve c6, killing the knight, and then we're going to achieve king c7, and we're just doing great. Anyways, knight f6, h3, a little bit suspect. Let's see what you write. h3 seems weird. It's very slow. I suppose it gives the bishop another square after knight h5, but it seems just wasteful. Good. Absolutely. Okay. Castles e3. And now you played c5. Now, c5 can't be that bad. Intuitively, I would like the move knight c6, so to achieve e5. But okay, let's give your move a try. Here's c5, and then he pushes d5. And what is true is that if he takes and you have to recapture, then, well, it's a good deal for white, because honestly, white's big problem now is his king isn't castled. But if he trades queens, it's not going to be so bad. However, here I think you have, at least at the very minimum, that's an interesting move. Imagine snip, here, snip, snook, and, well, we got to like black's chances. We got to like black's chances. That just looks like a good thing, right? Okay, so d5. Okay, I don't know, maybe. That's poor, rook c1. I think he's got to play queen d2. He must stop knight e4. So after rook c1, you definitely should have played knight e4. And you have a very nice game. Knight h5, the knight is now off sides. It's important to see that you have really undeveloped the knight when it goes to h5 like that. Bishop h2, and now you do a chess crime here. Sometimes we can do this if we get the pawn structure, but you're not even getting the pawn structure. Oh, and even worse than that, you're going pawn hunting. You went pawn hunting, son? Oh, no. You went pawn hunting? Yeah, no bueno. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. He goes queen c2. I think queen c1 is correct. Yes, queen c1. And the bummer is then he's got this tempo coming on you too. So good annotation. And now probably queen c1. He still has good compensation for the pawn, but they can't play chess like that. Queen a5. Okay. Okay. He's not doing much. His king is a permanent drama. Let's play b5 right now. Good move. Good move. That's not doing nothing. And now you played knight b4. I think in addition to knight b4, you also, though, had bishop f5. And here the point is if e4, you snip him. And then you whip him. You know, hello, baby. Hello, that's what you get. So then bishop f5 is even stronger because then he has to move the queen somewhere. I don't know where he goes. And then we get to put the knight into the position instead of out of the position, see? See, now you go out, and now the knight is poor. f4, this person has no respect for development. Rook b8, good move. h4, no respect for development. Snip, snop, good move. Rook c4, terrible. By the way, is this person thinking? No. They're not thinking at all, man. They're not thinking at all. This is a nice move. Look at that bad boy. Very nice. Okay, and we are going to end this analysis by saying the very simple thing that your opponent was just going way too fast, playing superficial moves. Yeah, horrendous. That is something, however, that we see, especially in the online space. People moving way too fast. Way too fast. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. So, next up we have Camille. I generally think of Camille as a Polish name. Let's see what Camille's got going on. We'll give him a follow. 1401. Joined the dojo, well, last year. but so far doesn't have any of this stuff lined up. Has done Puzzle Rush 5 Minute, is kind of matching up a little bit. Be nice. There's a lot of things Camille hasn't done yet here. Let's see, clubs. Tell us where you're from. Tell us something about yourself, Camille. No games. And just a touch of activity. What's he doing, this non-dojos? He's doing some non-dojo work. Okay. Well, Camille, welcome to the dojo. You know what we want from you. We want you to have a heat map that's full, and we want you to have some games that you've annotated. Blobaliciously, thank you for being here. Next up, we have Overlook Hotel. Overlook Hotel, a little bit hard to say what's going on here. So, Overlook Hotel, you're in the wrong cohort, bud. You're in the wrong cohort, 1757. You're slaying, buddy. Do you have games? No. So Overlook Hotel, it's very unclear what's going on with Overlook Hotel. Says that he's joined back in 23. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But Overlook Hotel, same thing as what I just said. We want to see some business over here. We want to see some games annotated. Next up, we have MP3 Jam, who I remember. This guy's just been flying up. And says, I graduated again after about 2 months after my last graduation. Biggest help was planning more. The round-robin tournaments have been incredibly helpful with getting longer games. I've settled into a nice routine playing a game on Sunday and then analyzing the game during the week. There you go. I've also been trying to do a little bit every day. The flame graph was very motivating in this aspect. Wait, what was the flame graph? What was the flame graph? Does anybody know what he's saying? The flame graph? I don't know. Heat map. I guess so. Maybe a non-English speaker would call a heat map a flame graph. That's good. By the way, I want to stress, if you are somebody who earnestly wants to improve but cannot do an over-the-board tournament, this rhythm that he is describing is absolutely correct. When you play with a dojo round-robin tournament, you're going to play somebody around your same level. It's not going to be a cheater. They're going to hopefully be thinking, unlike the last game we looked at, right? You can do a post-mortem with you afterwards. And then you spend the rest of the week just looking at it. And there's other things to do, but that is the essential part. And then the trick is, I think, to be able to focus even though you're online there, right? To have a board next to you, right? And then to really be able to just focus in on the game. All right, here we go. This is MP3 Jam. All right. Look at that flame graph. Look at that flame graph over there. That's a pretty good flame graph. Yeah, and he's flying up. And now, I think what happened is he made it, and then he fell back down after he graduated. But okay. So, and you can see, actually, you can see his rhythm right there. He's got 5 weeks of playing every Sunday and then analyzing it. So that's a beautiful thing. Tactics rating, 1425, suggests he's going to be higher very soon. Kind of a weird discrepancy between the tactics test and the checkmate test. Clubs. Seattle. Okay, great. Seattle. It's sometimes a chess city. Sometimes. Yasser's from there. You know, we had the U.S. championships way back in the day. My God, that's about 25 years ago. We had the U.S. championships over there in Seattle. Okay, activity. He's done a lot of tactics. This is looking good. Let's click it. Doing some mate in twos. That's looking good. Right? Okay, looks good. Let's see if he says he's got some games. I bet he does. Boom. Hopefully this is a dojo game, actually. So let's first look. Do we have a time graph? We do. And we definitely want to criticize both players. Now, we'll see what happens over here. Remind me when we come to move 25, because that's the point where both players stop thinking, right? You can tell a lot from these graphs. Like, this suggests that at least white felt confident in the opening till move 11. And then there was a little bit of thinking, and then they're either exhausted or they think the position doesn't have anything to think about. And there always is something to think about, right? Sometimes people don't reason. The only way I could possibly imagine it is if I could justify it would be if somebody's up like a piece here and they're just playing on. But even then, it should end sooner than this. Okay, so here we go. Game review. Okay. And you say, waste of time. I should have played knight f6 here. After knight f6, white must have... Yeah, I agree. Knight f6 is fine. However, we do need to say that bishop d3 is not the scariest thing anyone's ever seen. And he doesn't really have a great square for the bishop. So it's hard for me to say the a6 is actually completely terrible. Good move. Fine. e6 is also fine. A little soft. I think the guy should play bishop c2 and d4. And here it comes, d4. I would say this is your critical moment. And maybe c takes d4. But what I want you to see about c takes d4, okay, is that when you play c takes d4, you are giving Mr. Knight this square, right? You're giving the knight the square. So black decides on cd, cd, e5, and I would rather not give the knight the square. So there's a bunch of things you could do. The spicy alternative that I don't know how to evaluate, but the spicy one would be this one. Again, not easy to evaluate. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. 6 snip e5. White should play knight c3. No. So this strikes me as a little funky because, well, we're giving that knight the square. And, all right. Black plays knight h5. So, by the way, d5 is a classic example of somebody just giving away time. In addition, the knight on c3 has good prospects at some point of actually, using the d5 square, as does this bishop of using this diagonal. And so d5 really cuts that all down. The natural move, of course, is knight c5. All right, knight h5, let's read what you write. I saw that after knight c5, white could play b4 and kick my knight back. I played knight c5 later on anyways, hoping white didn't play b5. White didn't. And then I played a5 to prevent b5. Okay, now, with knight c5, what I'm realizing is maybe he can do this, but we have to look at it a little deeper. So the question would be, like, oh, is our knight trapped? That would be the question. Maybe it is. I don't think we're done yet, though. So bishop f5. Now, yeah, this is hot and heavy. I don't know if I would want this if I was white. This one's very hard to judge. Yeah, I don't know. Very hard to judge. Very hard to judge. So, if you were concerned, a simple thing to do would be to play a5 and then knight c5, right? You are probably going to have to play a5 anyway. For example, knight c5, knight c3. You still have to contend with b4. Okay. Now, let's read it. One of the things about... I don't know if knight h5 is actually a bad move, actually. Let's see how you play it. Here I want you to play knight f4. You play knight c5. Knight f4. Now, one of the things to understand as a King's Indian player is bishop takes f4 is not, you should just not be afraid of this at all. Because even if you were to somehow lose the pawn on f4, which I don't think white can easily win, what's happening is your knight is getting this amazing square and your bishop just got freed, and that was white's best bishop. So this is your move, and notice you give this long variation to justify why you didn't do it. No, it's time to do it. It's time to do it. So one of the things that game analysis should teach us, and sometimes, you know, you get somebody who's a little higher rated than you can explain stuff. You know, knight f4 is just like, oh, that's what we do. Now, one of the things that's interesting on knight h5 is maybe dude should have played g3. That's a little bit of a GM move there. But the point is, it's not so easy for you to play f5 because the knight will be loose after f5 snap, knight g5 or knight e5. Yeah. All right. So knight c3, here you had your chance with knight f4. And now he can just play b4. Makes no, of course he should play b4 now. h3 makes no sense. Now knight f4 is even stronger. It's harder for him. You get a target. Okay. And now knight f4, and you say this is bad. I don't know. Unless he has something, that's the right move. Let's see what you say. I should play b6 here to prop up my knight. I underestimated bishop c5, dc5. I don't think bishop c5 is a good move. Remember, that's his good bishop. So you give both lines, but you are absolutely correct. No, this is terrible for I don't know if it's, yeah, it's bad for white. Look at this knight. It's a beast. It's a beast. We're going to attack white's king, bud. We're on the aggression. This isn't going anywhere super soon. Yeah, no, we're going to attack. All right, so knight e2. Notice that was like his good piece, and now he's doing this. And you took, which is natural. We should note, however, that in this position, he's not threatening to win your pawn because this guy's hanging. So we should take a momentito and consider some alternatives. One simple move is queen f6. I don't think he wants to take it. And then we're also threatening knight h3. So this looks pretty good. All right, knight e2, releasing the tension, and now f5, and you say you don't like it. Now, if I was going to say I didn't like it, it would be because he would be able to get away with knight g5. I don't actually think he gets away with knight g5. So let me just show you why. Boom, 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 boom. Welcome to the dojo. That's the welcome to the dojo thing, right? Yeah. James, thank you for following, catching the stream. Thank you, Tanner. So bishop c5, I don't believe in because that's his good bishop. Now, I think what you're doing is you're concerned about the pawns. Okay. First of all, Jesse, if it's true that white can win one of those pawns, then maybe I have to admit it. Okay, then maybe I just have to say, you know what, you're right. It sometimes happens on this show. It sometimes happens. Sometimes happens. Okay. Let's take a look if it's true. The reason to intuitively think that, hey, maybe we're doing just fine here is because our bishops are very strong if he opens the position. So you trusted him that this pawn was toast. So this is your tactical way of dealing with it. But the problem is this position is not great for you. Okay? So it's not, I would say it's a clear advantage for white. So the question for me is GF, knight e5, And now we want to see if you can create some drama here. Now, one piece of bad news for us is I wanted really to play this move, but then he's got queen h5. And so I'm going to say I don't like that. Okay. Wait, but this is, look, another piece of bad news is this and this. Okay, let's just slow it down for a second, though. Our bishops are very strong here. How about this move? Rook a6. So now I'm claiming I am threatening f4, and if queen h5, I have rook h6. And just in general, I want that rook to participate in the attack on white's king. Notice it's not so easy here. Very interesting compensation. Okay, bishop f5. White should now be striving to put the knight on one of these squares. You play queen d6. In general, the queen does not belong as a blockader. I think rook a6 looks reasonable. Interesting. Okay, queen d6. He should be thinking about knight d2. He does not. He should be thinking about knight d2. He does not. That might be annoying. And now he's busting your blockade. By blockade, I mean now you have to deal with the d6 problem. And now I think we're lost. Check to the miserable king. Reasonable move. Good move, yeah. d6, fine. Fine. Well, actually, I don't know. He's making me a little nervous for himself. No, there it is. Okay, but there you were toast. One other thing I want to stress here is right, bishop d8, at least now it's not so easy for him to crack you. Alfred Olafsson says, what site is this? This is the Chess Dojo. You go to chessdojo.club or you just type in Chess Dojo, you will find us. All right, so well done, my friends. That was MP3 Jam. I think there was a lot of stuff having to do with the King's Indian that hopefully you and maybe others will find helpful. Next up, we've got Vindaloo Man, and he writes, I discovered Dojo just a month before Xmas, and I immediately thought it would be the right program for my late chess comeback. I like the structure of the program. In my previous chess life, I had the bad habit to do a little of many things with the result of not improving in any area. I like the fact it can be suitable for people like me with not so much time for chess. It can be adapted to a micro-habit scenario. Better a few chess every day than no chess at all, says Vindaloo Man. Okay, cool. Let's go check out Vindaloo Man. Northern Italy, computer industry. Avid road biker. Nice. Forza Juve. Beautiful. I used to, in my previous life, I was doing a lot of distance bike riding. It was a very beautiful thing, and I'm hoping to get back to it at some point. My life is a little too hectic at the moment. I'm also a little scared, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little scared just because I got whacked on the bike, got a little scared. All right, so Vindaloo Man, a couple things. This I'm sure you can improve. That 1053 is also not looking correctamundo. So this is either a sign that you haven't done enough of these, or you haven't, or there's a tactical problem, right? This does say you're doing a lot of tactics, so we're going to take a look at it, what it is you are doing. Let's go activity. And let's click on this tactics. He's doing some mate in twos. Visualize. Okay, this is fine. All right. So as you can see, he's doing a lot of this stuff, and I think there was a lot of endgame here too. So he's doing a lot of the endgame. Fine. All right. Great. Now we got games. And this looks like well, hard to say. This might be an online game. So we go here. I look time graph. And Vindaloo Man's time graph looks, well, something terrible happened at move 20. So, Vindaloo Man. Yeah, you're moving too fast. That's one thing we got to note right away. Okay? Right away. All right, so game review. Fine. Fine. A little weird, but fine. Fine. 95, weird. Okay. Knight d7. I would have preferred bishop d6, but this is probably okay. CD, ED. Now, in general, this is a bad move for white because you have one main problem, and that's your bishop, and here he is helping you. This is terrible. He needs to play bishop d3. Instead, he's concerned about double pawns, and now you're just killing him with development. Good move. Queen e7 looks right now. Ooh, I don't like that. This knight, it's going to be unclear if it really has power there. Whereas the typical, let's call it typical Stonewall thing here, is you're going to put this bad boy here and this bad boy here. And we're just coming for him. And Queen e7, by the way, also, well, you got to be careful about bishop takes f4. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Now, the thing about this knight e4 move is, if he's just going to, how effective will f3 be is kind of the question that needs to go through your mind, right? Because if it's effective, then we don't want to play knight e4. So I would prefer queen e7. And you're doing great. You're doing great. Bishop d7, rook over, all the power's with you. Notice this guy's really a chump. He's dominated by this pawn, right? So you going to trade him off, that doesn't work for me. Queen e8, I don't know why we're not going to e7. You're saying to play g5. I don't know. I don't think you want to play g5. A little weird. I don't know why you're not developing your bishop. You're going full loco. You're going full loco. And now this move is actually pretty good, because now what it means is he's going to sink that knight on e5. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Now it's a bad position. Does he play knight e5? Good move. And now c4 is a good move for him. What does he do? Good move. Queen b3. Now he's hurting you a little bit. C takes looks good. Yeah. But this phase of the game he played well. And how is an interesting question of how bad is this? All right. I think it's pretty bad, but let's see. Okay. b5. Actually, I might be willing to reassess my whole thing here. My first gut reaction here was that, your opponent was doing fine. But now, I might kind of take it back. Because you're right. If the bishop d2, first of all, isn't it? And let me just say my reasons were this pawn. Okay. But it's not so simple for Mr. Dimple, as they say in the shows. Okay, not so easy. But anyways, this is not correct what white did, because you're right, bishop a3 is a great move here. B5 is the right spirit of things, though. You want to get a passed pawn over there, sure. Rook C4, okay. And then you give it a double question mark. But honestly, that's a pretty strong looking rook. He snips and you snip. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be with you that rook C4 is incorrect. But it's often not a terrible idea. Notice, too, what happened here is this would be a good move if you could take this way. And honestly, maybe you can. The question is, how do we feel about D5? Right? That's the question. And I don't immediately know. This is hard to judge. Maybe bishop C5 is a cool move, intending F4. That looks pretty good. If black can achieve B4, C3, he's obviously doing great. In any case, I think if you do play rook C4, you got to take with the D pawn. Right? After DC4, you give king G3. That looks a little slow to me. Why wouldn't we, and you talk about rook D8, but why not just B4? We're going to send this bishop home, son. We're going to send that bishop home, son. Get on home, little doggy. Get on home. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so rook B1, now we're in a little trouble. And you just resigned here. You were like, F it, man. I don't resign here, boss. Come on now. Come on now. Is it sad? Yeah, it's a little sad. It's not resignable, though. I mean, I get it that it's... I understand the sadness. I know. But I don't know. I know it's sad. I get it. The milk got sour. Okay. So, all this stuff that you said, okay, what we're going to go back and we're going to say, bows, you did not use your time. And when I see a time graph like this, where somebody stops thinking, I can tell you exactly when this was. It was kind of like, yeah, it was in a very key moment where you stopped thinking. It's usually a kind of exhaustion. And so you'll see it in your opponents too. So obviously one needs to focus on oneself and the exhaustion one feels during a chess game. That leads to impulsive decisions like we're seeing here in the graph. Once you conquer this, though, you're going to just score so many points because your opponents will have the same problem. White could have used a lot more time himself. Okay, well done. Let's go back. Next up, we have Lucky J Lolo, another repeat offender. Vindaloo, thank you for being here. I've been in the window to hit the graduate button for a couple weeks, but wanted to finish the 62 instructive games first. Fear of falling out of the graduation rating window has partially prevented me from playing classical games. So I'm hitting the button now. Okay, good. It's a great book, by the way. Yeah, I read that when I was a kid. We open. My chess journey began when I started working out, reading music and chess to maintain my sobriety. I remember reading this, yeah. Okay, good. I like the heat map, looking great, or the flame graph as it's sometimes called. Yeah, this is looking good. And you can tell this is the instructive games that he's reading. And he's well past it. Look at that, 1253. Yeah, he's fine. All right. I got a USCF here. Tactics rating, by the way, looking great. Looking great. You know, it's so weird to me when there's a huge disparity here. I think if we took more tests, then that would balance itself out some. Okay. So, let's take a look at what's going on here. Clubs. Lifting heavy things, Mouse. I'm in that club. I'm in that club. Better gym lifts for better rook lifts. There we go. Yep, I'm going to go, after this, I'm going to go to the gym myself. All right, games. All right, let's go over here to the, here. Oh, this is complicated. There's the real J Lolo, and then there's Lucky Lolo. So this man has various accounts. Okay, I'm just looking here. Now, I'm kind of drawn to this one, Malformed, because he is in the dojo. So let's give this one a click, even though it was almost a month ago. All right, so time graph, let's take a look. So they did well thinking the first 15 moves, and then they kind of died out. We'll see what the story is a little later. All right. So here we go. Little funky. C5, and you thought 2.25 on it. Yeah, E4 is just a bad move. It's just a bad move. Okay. So E6 would hilariously transpose to a French, of course. Knight E4, you're just, I mean, you're doing completely fine. So C5, and it's kind of a challenging move, C5, I think. I guess it depends for me on our evaluation of the position after E5. You might be lost here. That would be my little question for you. Are you lost? In any case, he takes here. Now you should be doing fine. And now you just need to play knight takes C3. And honestly, what's fun about this for you is White is thinking to themselves that they've won a pawn or something, but you're actually just like strategically winning in this position. You're going to win the pawn on C5. Then those pawns on over here are going to be a weakness. Your king's fine. All right, so E6. Snip. Snap. Now, are we losing the pawn? Well, it'll be an interesting question. You play knight C6, maybe. Knight f3 is good. Now I think bishop G4. No. Now you talk about B5, but B5 makes zero sense. You can take the pawn there. The reason I want bishop G4 is I want to be able to castle and fight for D4. If I can achieve D4, I can get the pawn back. Okay, now we're just down a pawn. Bishop B3 is a little weird because he's blocking off the D file. F6, no comprende. How about we castle long and give him some questions. F6, knight D4. Bishop B5. Now he's messing with you. Oh, he's really messing with you now. King D8. Oh, this is looking terrible. Oh, no. Yeah, well, we're lost. Okay. So, you know, so what we're going to say about the time graph is, yes, you were lost at that point, but what it shows is that you had no resilience. I can't tell you, I say this all the time. When I play a very strong GM, get a nice position, sometimes a winning position, those people, they sit there and think. They create problems. You know, it's a real competitive skill. Okay. So, again, C5 wasn't your major blunder. E6, even here, you're not lost. I think bishop G4 here, you're still in the game. And even here, it's only a clear advantage for white. And here I don't like bishop E3, honestly, because after castles, I still think you're in the game. Notice, F6 is just a clear loss of time. Okay, so Notice maybe you were afraid of knight g5 or something, but look, bang, we're going to get this pawn back. We are going to be in the game. Okay, let's continue. Next up, we have John P. This is our last for the day. It was a little bit faster than normal because we had a couple people that didn't have games. But let's go take a look at John P. All right. So give him a follow. Looks like he just joined. Just joined, so probably doesn't have much going on here. So clubs. Oh, he's in the 50. Oh, he joined and he was like, boss, I'm getting in those clubs. We got 98 members, boss, in the old man club. Right here, bud. That's right, bud. Yep, 50 plus. Oh, that's a hell of a drug. Now, you know what I haven't done? Maybe I'll just go see. They have a club here where they're talking, and I haven't. Where? It's in there somewhere. I don't know how I. Oh, here we go. There's so many. Oh my God, there's so many clubs. 50 plus. Okay, yeah. We got one question from a couple days ago. Oh. No, I think I have to give myself the role for the club or something weird like that. I'm not that advanced. I got to get in there, though. Okay, so does John P. have a game for us? No. Well, John P., we know what you need to do. You need to give us a game, Bows. You need to give us a game. But welcome to the dojo. That's great. And I wonder, am I allowed, because the show's over a little quick, am I allowed to play one blitz game? I think so. I think one blitz game is allowed to me. So let's go over here to yeoldchess.com. I'm just one. First, let's see, how bad does this look? That's okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible. All right, let's just play a game. My rating dropped to 2611, but I just play blitz for fun. This is just for me to be a relaxing situation. Little bit of relaxation. That looks a little weird, honestly, doesn't it? I don't know. Let's go. Most delicioso. Oh, he's overthinking it, I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. Uh-huh. Well, now I don't know what to do, Bows. I don't know what to do, Bows. All right, let's commit some crimes. Let's commit some crimes. Yes, I have at least a plan. I have at least... Oh, I allowed rook e2. That was bad. That was bad. Might not be as bad as it looks, it's got to be said. But it was definitely not what I wanted. Well, if you don't want rook e2, I'm not going to give it to you, buddy. Rook g4. Where are you going, son? Wow, he really wants to have a little fiesta over there. Let's go here. No, you have nothing. What is this guy about? What is this guy about? I don't believe you can take that thing. I better not let him take it, I'll tell you that much, right? Don't lose on time either, Kraai. Muy importante. This guy doesn't care. Well, if you want me to push it in, I will push it in. Oh, he wants to be tricky. Hey, Ricky. I don't know if you want to be so tricky. No, I will take your coconut. If you want me to take your coconut, I'm going to take your coconut. Is he going to bishop b3 me? Whoa. What's happening here, my friends? You are a very spicy man. No one... Did I hang my rook on c7? I think I did, dude. I think I did hang my rook on c7. Bows, come on now. Oh, what's going on here? Let's go here. All right. The problem will be coming down there. All right. The answer is no. The answer is no. Run, Forrest, run. Okay. Goodbye, little girl, goodbye. That was not a great game, but, you know, it's just a blitz game. This is just relaxed, dude. We can't see his time or name. Okay, just give me a second. This is just a little fun, right? Oh, now you guys. See, then I adjust it, and then it's all messed up for next time. That's the El Problemito in the casito. All right, let's play it one more. Just one. I always read the chat. Come on, man. I put. No, I put. Thank you very much, Pedro. That's the kind of points we like. Sometimes I like to do it otherwise. I don't know why you quite did it that move order. That's fine. It's fine. This is a spicy position. Okay. He's saying b4 is nothing. You know, maybe it is, but I'm going to do that move. We're just going to see. We're just going to see. Oh, all right. Now we really are seeing. Simple chess. Now, do I want h4? I probably want h4. Let's go. Oh, if you want, I'll take it. Okay. Let's bring it on in, son. Let's bring it on in. Now, what do I really want in life? Ooh, that's what I really want in life. I'm not sure, but that's what they told me to do at school. There could be drama for me here on EF. That's fine, but you know, it's a little... Whoa. Mama said that that's not what you were supposed to do. I thought she was kind of adamant about it, honestly. Question is, when I'm putting my knight on g6, maybe it's just chump change. So I'm just going to first make a little correczione there. And do I want to take on g5? I could have... Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's take. I should have done that last move. He should play HG, no questions asked. Okay. God, it's a little hot. How do I get at him? How do I get at him, bows? Do I know? I don't know. I got a good bishop, though. It's true, huh? There are many things in life that are true. Do you guys know the song? It goes like this. This much is true. Oh, that's a hell of a move, Bows. He really changed the structure there, I'll tell you that. Now, do I believe any of this? Not really. Not really. Wow, this guy's a beast. He wants to play knight c6 as El Problemito for me. Okay. Queen c5 was a hell of a move. All right, let's go here. Damn, he has rook c8. Whoa. This guy's a hell of a drug. This guy's killing me here. Just hanging on my coconuts, son. Oh, I'm hanging g4? Ah! Oh, he's got 95. He's thinking. He's a mean man. Ah. Yeah, buddy. Spandau Ballet, buddy. That's right. Ooh. Just one more. Just one more. This much is true. No one wants to play me. Play me. Absolute Blitz. Oh, I don't know. Someone said London in the chat, so I thought I'd play London. Is he threatening something? Mama said stick it in. She didn't quite say it in that tone of voice though, Kraai. So I need you to slow it down, okay, with the stick it in things. This much is true. I know this much is true. Well, normally we take pawn. Let's just ask you a little question, buddy. No, we see how you feel about the life. Okay, I appreciate you. All right. This is, I think, a technically lost position. But it is a blitz game and anything can happen. I don't know about that move. A little bit weird. There we go. He is assuming the position. I think I want E3. Mama said. Oh, he's giving me H6 bows. Tell you what, we're just going to let it hang over you for a second. Oh, this is a hell of a drug right here. Oh, buddy. All right. Mama said a lot of things here, actually. There were a lot of things she liked to talk about in this kind of position. Let's go here. Well, rook F7's your only move, dog. Okay, how can I increase the pain? Let's swivel. No, I make a little swivel, Mr. Tivol. He's saying rook C7. I'm just going to put it in, because Mama said. Because Mama said. Mama said this was a real problem. Now, I don't really like it that much, but that's what Mama told me. Did Mama really say to do that, buddy? Oh, shit. Okay, wait, I don't know if... I think someone might have blundered, though. Absolute blitz. Now, there is some coconuts. No, I'm fine. Well, oh, shit. It's not over yet. Wait, if I take this one. That's check, buddy. Okay, King F's. No, it's over. Good night. Oh, I didn't want to accept against this chump. Give me a break. Oh my God, no, I gotta do this. Just kill me, no. Well, this person does not understand the chess. I just put. I put. He gives me big choice. No, normally we take with pawn. Oh gosh, I don't know. I put. I don't know. That's good. That's a little frisky, Kraai. A little frisky, buddy. This is maybe the craziest thing I've thought of all day. Does this work? I don't know. I don't know. It's a cool looking move though, buddy. I'll tell you that much. Bang. Oh, baby. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was a good tactic, guys. That was a good one. Come on now. Come on now, Absolute Blitz. How do you feel about me now? Oh, damn. I got the rook on the 7th, too. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere, son. Rook E2, maybe. Oh, that wasn't it. Okay. You wish to get mated? I can do it. I can do it. I know this much is true. Oh, that was maybe not the best cry. Wait a second. It was pretty good. Now, it's true that there was a trick there, but that's fine. How do you like me now? All right. So. How do you like me now? God, this guy doesn't stop. He just keeps coming at me, you know? Coming and coming and humming and rumming. Good. Okay, you're showing me something now. Am I winning the pawn endgame? Probably, Kraai, but you know. Let's get it together here. Oh, did you allow King D5? I don't like that. Okay, now you're messing it up a little bit. Now I'm stinking up the dojo a little bit. He had a better move, by the way. Check the miserable king. Dang, Jesse. Shit, I'm the one losing on time. What the? Ah! Oh, man. Oh, I don't know how to do that pre-move thing, man. Dang, because Mr. Hockey Chess Dude never taught me how to do the pre-move. Dang it. One more game, that's it. Just one more. All right, here we go. Uh-oh, we got a real customer. This is my last game. Oh, it's spicy now. What is happening here? Oh, it's a hot one. Now, I want to confess this is complicated. Go. Do I know? I don't know. Wow, this is a hell of a drug. Okay, I get you. I see you. Queen takes. Let's play normal chess, not hard chess. Yeah, okay. Now, let's go queen. H3. I see you. Maybe I should have played queen G3, huh? I should have played queen G3. All right, this was my intention. This was my intention. I don't know about this. Mama said to do that, so I'm doing it. Yeah, this is... Whew, I got myself a customer here, buddy. We're dealing with a real hootin' tootin' customer. And you need to move, bud. You need to move. You're threatening my knight? It's not very nice. He's super fast too, man. He's just Mr. Fast. Man. I need a plan, Mr. Stan. I have a plan. I have a plan. I don't know. That's a good move. Really? Okay. This is now become a little hot. Shit. God damn. God damn, dude. Jesus. Oh, he's got queen h5. Dang, that was intense. All right, I resign. That was a good game. Interesting. Okay, my friends, enough.